what episode number this is.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
391.
391. All right, there you go. Well, we're keeping that in, a little behind the scenes for you, goofballs. Yep, this is going to be... Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 391 of the AllYouCanHear podcast. My name is Wenzel, and joining me today is my only other co-host.
$599 Colt.
No, let's bump that up a little bit. Let's say $607.50 USD Colt.
That's not enough. I'm going to tariff the listeners now. All right. For you to listen to the rest of this podcast, you're going to have to give up an hour and a half of your lifespan. Okay? Thank you.
Oh man,
that's probably. I don't know if we'll go on that long, but you're still going to owe us that in
I don't
life force.
I don't even know that's enough. Let's tariff even harder. Give us. Let's do it like those really like whenever you see those guys talking about how much something takes off your life or whatever. Give us 10 months of your life, actually.
yeah. Give us 10 months, and we'll give you the idea of buying a Switch 2 on launch day. You won't get it to do so because it'll be $5 billion, but the idea.
Yeah, we hope this episode warms your heart and makes you feel like, oh man, I'm gonna get excited for the Switch 2. If you're American, if you're everybody else, you'll be fine. You'll actually be able to get it. But if you're American, this is just a fantasy to you.
Yes,
just like us. We're all here in the same boat. We're not real. We're just gonna soothe your little brain and just talk about it. Get you all hyped for something you can't have, you dirty fucking piece of shit. So recently we had the Switch 2 Direct last Thursday. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fucking Wednesday. This April the 2nd. And as promised, we were gonna, I don't know if we promised that on the episode. I don't remember. We're going to talk about mostly everything that was covered in the Direct. We're not going to go over every single detail, but we're going to cover a lot because it gave us a lot, and at the same time, it gave us not a lot.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about who won the predictions as well. So at the very end, we're going to talk about who got what predictions right. Tanner and Garrett are not here, so I can kind of just say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh yeah. Turns out Wenzel and I fused together and we both won.
Yep, we both won. So we're both winning a Switch 2. 2 Switch 2s, by the way. These are going to be bought
courtesy of Tanner.
Courtesy of Tanner. Garrett doesn't really have to give us anything. No, he doesn't. Just every once in a while he needs to tell us happy birthday. So.
And since Garrett was on the last episode, since he was a guest, very kind to give us his time, Tanner has to buy him one too.
Yeah. And you know what? Tanner has to give him 10 months of his life.
Exactly.
Yep. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna go right into it. Is there anything else I need to address before we get into it, actually?
Nothing really, because the rest of the meat is going to be screaming at us during the info.
All right. I will say this has nothing to do with the predictions game or whatever, the official predictions, but my prediction for the show rating, the Direct rating, was it's going to be a 9 out of 10. I was fucking wrong. Personally,
did I say?
You said 7 out of 10 or something.
I'd say that's accurate.
That's accurate. Spoiler, I thought the Direct was okay. I was like, oh, this is very underwhelming personally.
Yeah. I mean, the hype stuff that they did have was hype, but it was like 2 to 3 things.
Yeah. And then not only that, now with what's happened with the recent development in the American economy, and then just the world in general, it doesn't matter really. Not much care at all, really. Here's some highlights for you before we get into the main meat, the games and stuff. The specs, we're going to quickly give you some. We're not going to go into full details again, but this is basically it. It's going to have a 7.9-inch LCD screen. It can display games at 1080p now. The new dock will be able to output video at 4K, and you'll be able to play games with 120 FPS. The Joy-Cons, like everybody's already known, it will have mouse controls. That's actually pretty cool. And the Joy-Cons, they connect to the Switch through magnets instead of the clips in the Switch One. It's going to have 256 gigabyte storage, but now you'll have to buy a new type of micro SD card.
You can still use your old ones, but the new ones that they're going to have are faster, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. There's going to be red cartridges for games. There's one of the big things is there's going to be a C button. The C button is for game chat, which is as it sounds. You'll be able to chat with people through a mic built into the Switch 2. It will be available for free until May 2026, but then after that, you'll have to have the normal Nintendo online subscription to use it.
So any casual like gamer fans, anybody getting this for Christmas? Hell, I don't think many people are going to be getting it for Christmas with the price. You're basically not going to have this free time span because you're probably not going to get it until deep into 2026.
Yeah. Depending on how long, whatever happens and how long it continues with the tariffs and stuff, it seems like any U.S. customer getting a Switch will be non-existent. So sales for here will be non-existent.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're not in a great place for that. But hey, Nintendo created Discord for the Nintendo Switch. The first ever person to create Discord was Nintendo on the Switch too.
Yeah. So there will be there's going to be a separate camera that you can buy and set up for video calls while you're playing any games. I think it's like $50, $50. And then there will be game sharing, which will let people share games with friends if they don't have it. So that's really good.
Yeah, the game share is nice. It's really like an about time situation because you could game share, not really officially game share. It's more so like same household stuff. That's what it meant on Xbox and PlayStation. But Wenzel and I, we don't live in the same house. But don't tell Microsoft or Sony, please. But this is actual. You can share a cart with a friend for like 2 weeks, and it'll come back to you automatically. I think that's really sick. I'm curious if there's like a limit on like, well, he just borrowed it, so he can't borrow it again for a certain amount of time or something like that.
See, it didn't say that, so I assume like after the 2 weeks are up, you return it and then return it back. But I would imagine they would put a limit, like there's maybe like a 24-hour hold or something.
Yeah,
so, like,
which would be fucking stupid, but whatever. It's still game share. It's nice to have at least.
Yeah. Yep, and then we got the official price announcement. If anybody remembers what the predictions were, you could probably guess who won this one, but we'll save that for the end. The price officially for anywhere else but the US is going to be $449.99.
This is the US's launch price.
Which is, yes, it's the USD launch price. That was before, with everything, but now we don't know what it's going to look like for here. US pre-orders. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say in Japan, the equivalent of their launch price is like $335. So if we didn't have this happening in America right now, we would be paying $450. But since Wenzel was just about to say, US pre-orders are delayed indefinitely due to the tariffs. It's not delaying the console, but the pre-orders themselves, you will not be able to do so. For now, they don't have a set date, but since the tariffs were legitimately just announced like the day after the direct, or not announced, but they were put into place the day after the direct, Nintendo was just struggling.
Yeah. It definitely seemed like with a lot of stuff happening, like the world's watching, and so with this, it affects everybody. This isn't, Nintendo's not the only one doing this. I mean, anywhere that isn't based in America, outright stopping any U.S. orders, just taking it off their website, or because nobody, they can't adjust to these tariffs. So now, nobody can buy any products outside.
I did see where, like, potentially, since we a lot of the Switches, I think Switch 2 specifically, were made in Taiwan. And I think we have like a 50% tariff thing on them. So it could go up by 50%, the price, that is. And I think that's like, is it like 560? No, it's 600. It's a high number. It's not a number I like to say for a Nintendo Switch 2.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be way beyond what what anybody could reasonably afford. I mean, you're basically buying an Xbox or a PS5, but they're not. It's at that level, and it's just not. That's just not what the hardware is, and that's insane. I have no idea.
And the thing is, it's not just the Switch that's going to be going up, guys. It's everything. Every single electronic thing you own, every single food thing that you can really think of, like vanilla. Ooh. Any small little happy thing you had in your life, a little treat. Ooh, I love this little treat. Too bad. Boom, get fucked. I'm sorry. This isn't the place for it, but man, it's affecting us in every single way. It's awesome.
And the thing is, he was like, oh, well, like, I see where people like that wouldn't happen, especially if it's in America. It doesn't matter. They're going to raise the prices and blame it on the tariffs because they can. They can. That's what's going to happen. So, yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen next, how long this will.
If only there was some way we knew this was coming. If only the person that put these into place said, I'm going to do exactly this, I'm going to exactly do this.
But I see this meme going around of the scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where Quill starts shooting up his dad because his dad tells him that he killed his mom. It's basically it's when gamers realize that this affects them too, and it's like it shows like the text being like Kurt Russell is, I guess, the terror for Trump or whatever, saying that the not going to be able to get the Switch, or the Switch is going to be like over the original, way over hundreds of dollars over the amount probably, and gamers are like, what? It's like it affects them too. It's just like what did you think was gonna happen? What did you think?
Also, like, the thing is, this price is pre-tariff, and that had a lot of people angry because this price, let's be real, is too high for the Americans. I don't know why it's so high pre-tariff. And then they are going ahead and charging $80 for Mario Kart World. For some fucking reason, it's $80. But also, don't worry, if you wanted to buy a new copy, just straight up for the Switch of the Tears of the Kingdom or Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you will be paying $80 for those two. Or hey, if you want to get the upgrade pack and you already own it on the Switch, you're just gonna have to pay what, $20, and you already own the game. And this upgrade pack is gonna add like a horse skin. It's so cool. But hey, guess what? Donkey Kong Bananas is gonna be $70. While Street Fighter 6 with both the first 2 years is going to be $60. While also Bravely Default Remaster is going to be $40. What the fuck is happening?
My thing with this whole, like, I know these are things kind of outside of the Direct, but that's why I'm like the Direct was really not that good. I mean, we got a few cool little like showings, but I mean, we really got nothing. If anything, we just got bad news.
I took the day off. I said, you know what? I want to be all in for this direct. I'm going to be so excited. I took the day off, and as soon as the direct was over, I was like, I wish I went to work.
Like exactly. I was like, man, I wish I did something else, because this was I'm like,
I couldn't even
what?
play video games after the direct. Like, I was just so out of it. I was just, I don't have a taste to do anything.
I literally had to go. I had to go do things, so I wasted an hour. Like, yeah, it was. I also, you know what? I'm putting Tanner on blast right here. Tanner talked about on his Blue Skies, like, people getting upset that there weren't that many first party launch titles. He was like, it's kind of dumb, because you would think that they're going to have a direct in the summer before the Switch 2 releases or whatever. I'm like, nobody knows that. We don't know that for sure.
I don't think so, because they'll probably have one in like August after Banana. Okay, Bonanza. I'm gonna keep calling it Banana. After Banana launches, we're gonna need some info, because there's nothing after July that we have release dates really.
And then Tanner talking about how he when he said that you, Colt, gave like high ratings to like PlayStation or other showcases or directs, when Nintendo has had like incredible directs. I'm like, yeah, because those ones, even if they had CG trailers, they at least showed more and had less dumb stuff than this.
They'd show more third-party games that are new. Like, they had some new third-party games here, but they were like 2 of them, 2 to 3. There wasn't many. This was mostly these games will be better on this, or this one will come out in 2026. This wasn't a good direct. Let's be real.
Like, and we're only getting more details about how, like, oh, this shit, like, this is going to be so annoying. But anyway, to move on, the release date for this is June 5th. Again, that was another one of the predictions.
That one was, someone got that right on the money as well.
Somebody did get that right on the money. If anybody remembers, you could probably guess, but what was interesting is that this came out very recently, within the past, or it came out yesterday. Somebody was contacting Nintendo's own support about the Switch 2 enhanced editions, and basically the support person said that what they showed in there was false advertising. So during the direct, so what we're talking about is that God, where's my fucking thing?
Check between your legs. Sorry, continue.
With the Switch 2 Enhanced Edition games, they confirmed that it is just Switch 1 cards with a code for the upgrade.
If you're getting physical.
If you're getting physical, and this is from a Nintendo UK support representative. So the Switch 2 editions of physical games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Metroid Prime 4 will contain a download code for the upgrade pack, along with a Switch 1 version cartridge of the game.
It's just them cutting costs on having to make new versions of the fucking old carts, which sucks butt cheeks, because I'd want red carts, because red carts are going to look cool.
Now, again, we don't know if this is for sure. There is speculation that maybe this is just customer support giving incorrect info.
Probably off a geek bar.
Of a what?
A geek bar. They're probably shuffling down 13 geek bars and like making up lies so that people that contact support.
Okay. So we don't know for sure if this is true or not. It's just kind of, it's just something that we should at least mention. We don't create the news, we just report it.
And buddy, news hurts.
The news hurts. And then just another quick highlight here is, oh, you want to say this one, Colt?
Yeah, I'll say GameCube's coming to Nintendo Classics with clearer image quality and higher resolutions than the original games. And the first 3 games that are going to be there are Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. And the fun thing is, Soul Calibur 2 is going to have online features, and Link will be there, which is nice. I think this is awesome. Nintendo Classics finally releasing GameCube stuff. This is what I need, because GameCube games, I want to play more of them, but guess what? If you want physical, they're expensive, and I think the Wii U shop's gone.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought this is really cool.
Also, they're gonna have their own GameCube controller that they're releasing that will be able to connect to your Switch with USB-C or wireless, and the same thing with a new Pro controller, which will be like $90. So I think the GameCube one's probably gonna be $90 as well. It sucks. It really does. It's cool that they're being made, but the prices, man. Ouchie.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we're gonna go into the first party titles. We did get 5 first party titles announced here. But don't get your dick hard. So first up, it's a launch title. Not the only. There's 2. Launch title Mario Kart World. There will be a Mario Kart World Direct that will take place on April 17th, which we'll talk more about that. About the game and stuff. What we got shown was really cool. It's basically like a very huge Mario Kart where it's like a world tour. Sections of the track will be like different countries, different maps, basically.
It's Forza Horizon, but for kids. It's with Mario Kart. It's awesome. Forza Horizon's formula is fantastic, and I'm actually very excited to see it done in the Mario Kart fashion, especially with all the characters. It seems like you'll be more so collecting characters than kart stuff, but we got to see more. We got to see more what they're doing with it.
Yep. You can play as a bunch of different characters. You can go off road and explore the open world. It looks really cool. So always excited for a new Mario Kart, and especially like this with the Horizon formula. I think it's gonna be very good. It's gonna be $80 though. So there's that.
Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good. Why is it $80? What makes you $80, and what makes Street Fighter 6 with 2 season passes $60? I don't understand.
I don't know. They better have a lot of shit. This second game is also going to be a launch title, right? Not Donkey Kong. I'll talk about Donkey Kong. I'm talking about Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
The one that's basically a demo for every single thing on the system.
It's a demo, and it's going to be sold separately, and it's going to be like what, $40?
No, it's probably going to be like $10, hopefully $10 tops.
No. I think it's stupid.
If it's above $20, we have to find Mr. Nintendo and have a talk with him.
Like, oh god. No, when I saw that, I was like, that's neat, but come on, man.
Like I do want to try it because it does sound cool. It does. But not.
It does.
I shouldn't have to pay for it. I should not have to pay for it. Astrobot Playroom was free, and it was legitimately as good as a play. I'd rather have paid for that, but they gave it to us free. So give this to us free, Nintendo. You're already fucking us with the prices.
That's the thing too. Is this thing's gonna be fucking? You know, the Switch 2 is gonna be $449. It's like you can't give us a free, basically, demo to explore the Switch. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's coming. And then one of the big games that I'm excited for, I think it looks incredible, is Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's going to be coming out July 17th. Donkey Kong, an all new adventure wearing overalls. He actually looks really cool. I like his design. There's like 2 points in the trailer where you can clearly hear them say banana. And there's a bunch of like world destructibility that's really sick. No, it looks really cool. There's also a new ape that's kind of a baddie.
Amen.
Yeah. Oh God.
They also did Treehouse event showing off a bunch of the games that they did on the Direct, and Donkey Kong Bonanza was one of them. Wow, it looks way better than I expected. The destruction, I was worried that it'd be too destructive. Like, I'd be worried if like I could destroy essential parts of the environment, and like maybe I'll be fucked if I did that, and like it hurt progression. But it doesn't look like that'll be the case. It looks a lot harder to fuck up everything than I thought it would be initially. But the destruction that it does have looks incredibly fun. Highly recommend watching the Treehouse Live for any of these games if you're interested.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'll have to check that out because that Donkey Kong was probably the big thing that I was most excited for. Should mention Donkey Kong Bonanza was the last thing that was shown for this. We had predictions for that.
And which the thing is, I don't think Wenzel would have ever said that for his last choice if I hadn't said it in the first place.
So spoiler, I won that prediction. I think Colt's first prediction was Donkey Kong, and I was like, no, Donkey Kong's gonna be the last thing they're gonna say. So yeah, you know, so you say that I wouldn't have got it if you didn't say it, but hey,
would you have said Donkey Kong if it wasn't brought up at all?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a time traveler to come back and see
read
the
my
alternate
mind?
reality. No, I need somebody to go to the alternate reality real quick.
All right, get him in here, Doctor Strange.
Banana. No, he said that we'd say slurs and get canceled. What the fuck, Doctor Strange? That's not that one.
Doctor Strange just takes us to all the bad alternate realities. It's like, really?
Why are we friends with you? You're showing us terrible things.
But we don't realize it's the bad Doctor Strange because he immediately takes out a can of Arizona tea.
Oh my gosh. And his name is actually Dr. Normal. Fuck out of here.
And he wears a backwards hat.
Hate this guy.
Oh fuck. But yeah, Donkey Kong, that got me hyped. That got me hyped at least for that. There's another game that got me hyped.
It comes out near your birthday, so you can play it on your new Switch too.
Yeah. Yay. But then finally, there's this other game, Dragon Drive. It's kind of to it's kind of to show like the capability of like the Joy-Cons and stuff. So it's pretty much basketball, but it's wheelchair style basketball. I thought that was actually pretty neat. This one's scheduled for sometime this summer. Yeah,
it's another gimmick game that they do for launches, like it was 1-2 Switch for the Switch. They have the Dragon Drive for this, just to show how the mouse stuff can work. Which personally, I don't care about the mouse stuff. I will probably never use it because in the way I play games, I don't really play it like a desk, or I don't usually play, or I don't have a coffee table. So I have no way to use these unless I'm like rubbing my knees.
I think it's cool, especially if there's like games made just for the Switch 2 that will use that capability. But for the most part, I mean, like you, I just play with a regular controller. You know, I'm not really into the mouse clicking. I mean, I know there's probably some PC bros that are going to be jacking their shit to this mouse.
It'll be good for like first person shooters, but then again, they'll probably be limited to like PC lobby. I don't know if they'll ever implement that shit, but we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. And then they showed off Kirby Air Riders. This is being directed by Masahiro Sakurai, and this is coming 2025. This is really cool because this is the first Kirby Air Ride game since 2003 on the GameCube. We got a little bit looks here and there, but not much. I don't know if there was anything at the treehouse for this.
No, there wasn't. We're not going to see this game for a pretty... Is it? Did they say coming 2025?
That's what I see. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Man, they better show some more gameplay soon because I don't believe it.
Meow.
Damn.
So next up, we got Switch 2 editions. These are games that are going to get Switch 2 editions. Both Legend of Zelda titles from Switch 1 are getting Switch 2 upgrades, which is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's going to be at launch. Metroid Prime 4 with mouse controls and quality and performance modes will get Switch 2 edition.
So much better on the Switch 2, by the way. It runs and it's visually beautiful.
Yeah. Those are just the features that are coming with that. Kirby and the Forgotten Land gets a new story, star-crossed world, and improved performance on August 28th. Super Mario Party Jamboree gets an expanded version called Jamboree TV and other features on July 24th. I thought that was really cool with what we saw for that. I've been wanting to play Jamboree, and now with this Jamboree TV, it looks like they're going to add so much more stuff. So that looks really fun. And then Pokemon Zal will feature improved frame rate and resolution.
That was the highlight of the Switch 2 editions for me personally, because it ran and it looked beautiful. Like, there's no way in hell I'm playing this on the normal Switch because it looks so choppy in comparison to the Switch 2 version. Hopefully, I'll have one before the game launches.
No, you won't. Third-party games. So first, before I say this one, From Software is going to be releasing Elden Ring, Tarnished Edition. Garrett, by the way, was the one to call Elden Ring, but that was not his official prediction, so it doesn't count.
What was his official one?
His official one was fucking. You're just making me spoil this for everybody, huh?
I can't remember.
Split Fiction.
I mean, it was announced, but
it wasn't the first.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first one. So anyway, but this one was crazy because if you watch it, you think, oh, well, Elden Ring coming to Switch 2, like it's pretty neat or whatever. But if you're paying attention and you've played Elden Ring, there was new stuff. There was new weapons. There was new armor. There was new characters in here. They're not in the DLC and they're not in the base game. So I don't know why they would put new stuff in there unless they were adding new storylines. There was torrent customization, which was the big thing that caught everybody's eye because there was a white torrent with a bunch of blue jewelry and stuff on him, and it just says there's going to be more stuff coming. And this edition also does come with the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. So I'm very curious about this. Do I need to get Elden Ring for the Switch 2 to see all the stuff they've added?
I will be pretty pissed if it's a substantial amount of things they've added to this version of Elden Ring. So Nintendo is basically going to become the Sony of From Software for this upcoming generation, or this generation. So they'll be getting Bloodborne 2, basically, and every exclusive DLC thing.
See, I'm very curious if any of this stuff will get added to PlayStation or Xbox, because if it's just on, if the Tarnished Edition is just on Switch 2, that's weird. That's so weird to have all this exclusive stuff on there. Now, finally, the one that was kind of a big highlight for me and Colt this direct, because everybody was thought the same thing, that we were finally getting Bloodborne 2, but on a Switch. It is not, but my God, does it share so many similarities. It's basically a spiritual successor. It's the Dusk Bloods. This is from Software. Miyazaki is directing this game, and this is going to be exclusive title to the Switch 2. It is going to be a player versus enemy style gothic multiplayer action game.
Update
players where we may be playing as vampires. There's a bunch of different characters. I haven't looked into too much story related or any other details, but there was recently a developer diary with Miyazaki talking about it, but it was pretty, I don't know, it was pretty sick. I didn't say my little joke here. We might be playing as vampires sucking off the world.
Amen.
This is coming 2026, and yeah, it just looks crazy. There was a guy who could transform into a dinosaur, not a bit, looks like a dinosaur. There was a giant frog with honkers.
Fucking awesome. As soon as I saw it, I was like, Wenzel's gonna love this. Nothing else, just the frog.
It had teeth as well.
There was a jetpack steampunk suit.
Pig looking guy. There was a big wolf looking guy that holds up the player. Just a bunch of crazy. There's this fucking dude who looks like, oh man, he looks like I don't even know what to call him. Like his outfit, like a school/choir boy or whatever. But there's like the moon is above him and has a crazy ass like face and wings and all this weird.
It's like Legend of Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But also the face kind of reminded me of the guy Nier.
Yokotaro.
Yokotaro. It looked kind of like his face. Crazy looking game.
And they got guns. Guns look like they're a pretty big part of it because I've seen guns on the back of your playable guy, and there's like a dude like with his arms out. He's like got golden skin. He's got like a rifle on his back. I'm curious how important guns will be to the gameplay.
I don't know. I'm curious too. Is it going to be like Bloodborne 2 or Bloodborne? If that's the case, then it is a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. Miyazaki, little bitch. Not little bitch. Fuck Sony. They won't give us Bloodborne 2. It's on them.
Oh yeah. I feel like this might have been like them saying like, okay, this is a bunch of stuff we wanted to do in Bloodborne 2, but since Sony, I don't know why they don't want to do anything else with Bloodborne. Since they don't want to do it, we'll do it with you. You just got to fund it.
So, I mean, hey, there's that at least, I guess. So yeah, that was really, really sick. Then we got Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. This follows you play as Zelda and other characters before
Tears of the Kingdom.
Before Tears of the Kingdom, yeah.
It's very interesting. I really want to play it because that stuff it's kind of just flashback. It's not kind of. It is flashbacks in Tears of the Kingdom where you see what happens with her in the past since she time traveled to the past. But it'd be nice to actually be able to play her and see how depressing the ending of that game is going to be because she turns into a fucking dragon for 1,000 yees.
I like the sheep guy. He looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that guy's very important to the lore.
Oh, okay. No, Hyrule Warriors looked really sick. I need to play everything. I need to play basically everything. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I need to catch up. I only have Breath of the Wild though. I don't have Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, I mean, we might as well wait till Switch 2.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Dustbloods trailer again, the dinosaur scene, and then that dude with the helmet on his head that just covers everything to his like tip of his nose. Yep. This game is like peak From Software shit going on.
So I'm going to talk a little bit. People were talking shit on this. People, I don't know what it is. Everywhere I've seen now, people do not like Duskbloods. As soon as they saw the multiplayer aspect, they're like, "Oh, it's Night Rain." And they just drop off. I'm like, grow up.
Do you know what Dark Souls, Bloodborne? If you played online at all, it was a PvPvE game because people would invade you, and you would fight AI. So it's not necessarily going to be the same experience, but it's not that far off from if you ever did co-op with a friend, from what I can tell with the little information we have.
I'm still excited for it. I'm excited for Night Rain, you know. So it's just funny to see that people complaining.
Oh, there's a big rat cat with the bird wings at the end too.
Yes, that seemed important.
It looked cute. I bet it has a voice. I bet it talks to you.
Yeah, more than likely. The next up, we got Deltarune chapters 1 through 4 launch day release. It's going to be $24.99 with the future chapters in free updates. That's pretty sick.
Yep, and it comes to everything, so that's just nice to know. With Deltarune being in development since like 2018, something like that. It's nice. I think there's supposed to be 6-7 chapters when it's fully completed, but it's nice to be able to have this little bundle here and just to know that the next chapters are free.
Look forward to that. Hades 2 will be released on Switch and Switch 2 before any other consoles.
How it worked last time. It was on Switch. It was on PC and Switch first.
It looks good. I really need to play the first one.
Yeah.
And next up, we're just have a quick list of all the other games that are going to be coming to the Switch too. We have EA Sports Madden NFL, we have EA Sports FC, we have NBA 2K, we have WWE 2K, we have Split Fiction, we have Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, we have Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate, we have Street Fighter 6, we have Sid Meier's Civilization 7, we have Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogfarts Legacy.
Yeah. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Borderlands 4 is coming to the Switch too. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 plus 4, and you get to go to Bikini Bottom. It's kind of a joke, but not really. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut.
With 26 minutes of new in-game cutscenes.
There you go. We got Fortnite, of course. We have Enter the Gungeon 2, which I believe that was actually a brand new announcement, right? Like,
and the last one was a 2D experience, and this one's 3D.
It looks really cool. Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition, Project 007, James Bond is coming back, and he's gonna kill as many people as possible. Starseeker Astroneer Expeditions. I didn't really care for that. That looked fine. Demon Ex Machina Titanic Sion. That looked pretty cool.
I'm interested in that. The first one I never got to play on the original Switch because I got turned off by watching gameplay for it because it looked like just noise on a screen. But this one
looked cool. Okay, sorry. I was having to look up a game that I added, Survival Kids. Didn't really care for that. Star Wars Outlaws is coming. This next game I'm gonna skip because I'm gonna say it at the end. Kinitsugami Path of the Goddess is coming. Reanimal's coming to the Switch too, and then finally, not even a full thing, just a quick little not title card, but little card.
Wasn't like 7 seconds, not even 7 seconds of gameplay.
It was so short. Apparently we got confirmation Hollow Knight Silk Song is coming to the Switch 2, and apparently 2025 this year.
Yep.
We gotta
I just keep winning.
Really, maybe we don't know. but no, that was funny because on our fantasy league, one of my counter picks was Hollow Knight Silk Song, but then whenever the direct came out, I quickly took off that counter pick because I was like, just in case, I don't want it to actually come out this year and my counter pick fuck me over. So I took that off when they announced that. I hope it does come out. But I was the one that said it was going to skip basically a whole console generation and go to Switch 2 directly. God, but big news. I mean, I say bad news. Is we got a lot of like news and updates and stuff. So not necessarily anything too negative, but if we're talking about like strictly like new games or launch titles or first party, we really didn't get anything too crazy.
Yeah. If you've played games pretty consistently for the past 10 years on every system like me, there's not much here for you. Because like the sports games nobody cares, but Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 7, Street Fighter 6, Civ, these are all games that have came out already for everything else, but they couldn't come out on the Switch because the Switch wasn't strong enough. It's just nothing. It's nothing for me. The only stuff I care about is the first party and the Dust Bloods and the new shit, basically.
I mean, like Tanner, like I think it's Tanner said this in chat, but it looks like, but he said that probably, or just watch that Switch 2 will have more first party launch titles or more first party games come out within a year than PlayStation or Xbox have had in the past 5 years. I mean, probably that's yeah. I mean, if everything sticks to the plan,
but he's
sure.
But like exclusive to Switch games, like He's saying that since PlayStation doesn't have exclusive games anymore, same thing with the Xbox, because they're being cool and actually sharing their games now. I just want to beat him with a rock, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's too much. I'll beat him with a pipe. How's that feel?
That's my thing too. I'm like they're sharing so many games now. It doesn't really matter. I see so many complaints about like, oh, you know, why should I buy this if I can buy this or whatever. I mean,
that's the point. Buy what you want to play on.
Buy what you want. Like at this point, buy what you want to play on. But then at the same time, it's like, well, like why don't I just build a PC? And it's just like,
do
it. But the thing is like a PC is going to cost considerably more than buying a console.
I mean, want to think about buying PC parts
like
after this.
Because I was curious, because I was thinking, like, is it cheaper to build a PC? And for like, this is like a month ago, I was looking into this, and it was like, no, it's not. I think already you're already hitting like maybe 800 at the least minimum.
If you want to keep games on the same level performance wise as current gen.
Yeah. So, you know, I guess really a way to look at it though is like what like initial cost is going to be high, but then over time I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's really up to you. Like just, you know, like with the way the world is going, I mean, hopefully Xbox, PlayStation will keep this up where they're going to be sharing more games. Hopefully Nintendo, I don't know, does
Nintendo. I can't even think of what they would share. That's something that's exclusive to their platform. I can't see Mario or Donkey Kong or Kirby ever coming to anything else.
See, my thing is too is like even though we had just talked about sharing whatever, I just can't see these things coming to anything, and I don't know why. Like, is it because Nintendo has conditioned me to think that these games only deserve to be on their consoles? I have no idea. It's just a weird thought, but yeah. If you want to know an official rating for this direct, I give it a 7 out of 10 as well. It was all right.
Yeah, 7. It was a wasted day at home for me.
Now to go into the predictions draft, and you will be able to tell who won. First up, we got Garrett. His prediction for first party game shown was 3D Mario All New Donk. Mine was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Colt's was 3D the new Donkey Kong, and then Tanner was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe plus a Fighter Pass 3. We all got that wrong. Nobody got that.
Yup.
Next up is first third-party game shown. Garrett was Split Fiction. Split Fiction was announced, but it wasn't the first. Mine was Hollow Knight. Again, Hollow Knight did get announced, but was not the first. Colt was Doom Dark Ages, which we did not see. I'm
surprised. This feels weird not seeing it there.
And Tanner's was Final Fantasy VII Remake, which again we did get that, just not the first. So so far 2 categories nobody has gotten. Next up, the release dates. Garrett's prediction was June 5th. He got that right on the fucking money, so he won that one. Everybody else lost.
Yup.
All of our predictions were in June. The American price. So Garrett was $3.99. Colt was $4.99.99. Tanner was $3.99.99, and mine was $4.49.99. I got that right on the money. It still counts.
But how long?
Regardless of tariffs, launch price, I got that right. It's mine. But yes.
I think we're just going to be closer to mine when it comes down to the final price.
Oh, that's crazy. Are you the host? Are you the one that had this burden of hosting this episode put on your shoulders? Are you the one that won this on this section? No, you're not. You didn't have this section, so you don't get anything. maybe be a little more reasonable, and you'll get your Switch too. Yeah, that's a thought. And the one last thing, Garrett was an Animal Crossing announcement. Colt was teaser for the next Legend of Zelda, which honestly was a kind of surprised we didn't see that.
Yeah.
But we did get a Legend of Zelda, just Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Tanner was the one thing that he'll never have ever in his lifespan. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's never happening.
And my prediction was the Donkey Kong being shown last thing. Oh, we already said that, but
copied me.
But still incredible. I got 2 out of 5. Garrett got 1 out of 5. Everybody else got 0 out of 5. I won the prediction games. I won the Oscars. I won the predictions. If I can win one more game this year, I'll be set for the rest of my life.
And you win something, I think. Tanner said you win something, didn't he?
Yeah, we'll hold him to that. We'll say that Tanner promised that I will be given an item, something. So I'm going to get something. But I get to also make some of the rules. I think Colt should get something as well.
Yeah. Switch 2. 2 Switch 2.
Yeah. 2 Switch 2s. But yeah, that's it. That's the Switch 2 Direct. What'd you think? What'd you think about us? Did we talk about it in the way you liked it?
Did we kill your vibe on it?
Did we just ruin your whole afternoon? Did we ruin your outlook on the future? Let us know. Did
your cat explode randomly while you were listening? That was Wenzel.
Yeah, that's what we like to do here at this podcast. We like to have your cat randomly fucking explode.
That's it. That's Nintendo. Hopefully the next Nintendo update will not be as depressing, but yeah, that's all.
I doubt that. I think it's gonna be very depressing because they're like, no Americans.
I did see a funny clip on not Twitter, Bluesky, of it was the clip from WKUK where, hey, did you know it was illegal to say I want to kill? If you know that clip, Google WKUK, I want to kill. I'm not going to say anymore. It's very hilarious because they said this is what's going to play at the beginning of the next Direct.
Dude, it's so funny. All the stuff I've been seeing as like my stories on Instagram or or posts on Bluesky, I just see somebody say somebody has to do it. That's it. That's it. And everybody knows. They know. Everybody knows what the fuck they mean.
But nobody should say what they mean ever. But just no one ever say what they mean when it comes to that.
Yeah,
all right, guys.
No, don't say what you mean.
Plausible deniability. That's where it's at, brother.
Thank you for listening to us, the All You Can Hear podcast. Follow us find us, listen to us. You know what? Come and get us.
What? I didn't sign up for this.
Find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, and YouTube. Follow us on Bluesky, AYCHpodcast.bsky.social. You can follow us on TikTok at AYCH Podcast. Follow it on Instagram, AYCH Podcast. Follow us on twitch.tv/AllYouCanHear, where the VODs from all of our streams, including the instruction booklet streams, go up on our YouTube, All You Can Hear, where all of our episodes go up. And lastly, you can follow me, Wenzel, on Bluesky as World of Wenzel and Wenzel's Essentials. And my link tree has links for everything, including my Goodreads, Letterboxd, and music board.
My name Colt. Follow me on Bluesky at ColtD99. That's all I got. Mr. Nintendo, please rethink your decision. Please.
I don't know. We need a collab between like the CEO of Sex and Mr. Nintendo so they can come together and like do something.
Hey, man.